Hey Judy, this is John the piano tuner. I just finished doing that piano inspection for the Chickering, and I took a bunch of videos at the piano to show an example of these observations. So first of all, the major components of the piano are in good shape. The major components are the soundboard, the pin block, and the bridge. So the soundboard is basically the speaker of the piano. That's like the whole tabletop acoustic component which transmits the sound through the air. That's in great shape. The bridges, which are the end termination point of the speaking length of the wire, those kind of have like the Charlie Brown t-shirt notched shape on them. Those are all in excellent shape as well. The pin block, I didn't move every tuning pin because that would be like a tuning, but I went for the worst first. So I listened for notes that were specifically out of tune and moved those tuning pins. And the pin tension was also very good on the instrument. The pattern of out of tuneness, I wouldn't say is concerning, but would be noteworthy. So in every occasion, the pin that I moved to test, so there's three wires for each note, each one gets its own tuning pin, and in every case it was the center pin that I moved, and this can be indicative of fatigue in the pin block, but the tension was still present, so it's not something I'm worried about. Stuff that I did observe that you may be able to use to bargain the price of this instrument down a bit. The first one is a loose hammer rebound rail. So this is a grand piano. The mechanism of the piano is essentially a miniature catapult, and you are shooting the hammer at the strings and catching and reloading it. A grand piano is a miniature automatic catapult because it can reload faster. So the hammers rest on a rebound rail, which does keep the parts from smashing into each other once they bounce off the strings. And that rebound rail is very loose on this piano, and it's clicking like crazy, prominently, and super easy to repair. I took a video of that. This would be the only time-consuming thing about it is taking the action out of the piano, but it is a audible symptom that can be used to indicate a need for some maintenance beyond what they're expecting. There needs to be some hammer aiming done. So the hammers need to be aimed directly at all three strings. In the occasion that I videoed, it's actually rubbing against its neighbor. This is pretty normal maintenance, and we'd have to take the action out to do that. So aiming the hammers that need to be aimed and getting the clicking rebound rail tightened up would be done at the same time. The lyre is loose. The lyre is the whole pedal mechanism. It's a little bit loose against the cabinet. Very simple, not expensive, not time consuming. The left pedal timing, there's a ton of lost motion. Again, there's a separate video of all of these observations that I'll text to you. And there's corresponding rods as part of the lyre. Those are called pitman posts, and they go from the pedal up to the trap work inside the piano. And most likely those have just been swapped. Most likely those are in the wrong places from the previous move, because one pedal has a lot of lost motion and the other has too much motion. So there's a lot of bleed through on the piano where you play the bass notes and they ring and they reverberate. And this is most likely the pitman post, the connecting rod for the center pedal is not the right rod, or the timing needs to be adjusted. Not time consuming, not expensive, but it is creating this audible bleed through. So there's the clicking noise, the hammer aiming, and the bleed through on the dampers that really have to be addressed in order for the piano to be enjoyable and playable. But it is certainly tunable. You'll more than likely need more than one tuning. The piano is about 20 cents flat. It'll make an awesome improvement after one tuning, but considering that it's still probably swollen with humidity from the summer, and that we're going into a cooler, drier season, we probably do one tuning about a week after it's been moved, take care of all of those adjustments. We could even do the adjustments right after the move, but the piano takes a little while to settle to the floor. So it actually twists to meet the foundation. It's not wise to make adjustments or tuning like the day it arrives. So if your ear will possibly allow you to, then we just wait on all of those adjustments till the piano is squared to the foundation. And then we probably wait no sooner than 3 weeks, do a second tuning, maybe wait a little bit longer to get into heating season, but we'll know after the first tuning how much it's floating and how unstable it is. There's also a video of me using a wooden dowel tool to strum the duplex length. And that is the excess length of string that is never struck by the hammer but vibrates sympathetically. This is ringing pretty prominently on the piano, but that also is being excited by the bleed through on the bass dampers. So we may in turn decide to mute those out, but we don't have to do that right away. I'm hoping I've kept this video short enough that I can upload it and send it to you right away. Otherwise, I'll have to do it when I'm at home with Wi-Fi. Talk to you soon.